Let's go. Anaheim Ducks, 7th in the Pacific, 31-37-14 record, 76 points, 13th in the West, and 23rd in the league. Head coach is Dallas Eakins. We lost a few players here. Ryan Getzlaf has retired. Vinny Lettieri is on his way to the Bruins. Jerry Mayhew to the Panthers. Buddy Robinson to the Blackhawks. And 2 players to the Wild here, Andre Schuster and Sam Steele. They signed 5 here. Isaac Lundestrom re-signed a 2-year contract. Urho Vakanainen re-signed a 2-year contract. Frank Vetrano from the Rangers signed a 3-year contract. Ryan Strome, also from the Rangers, signed a 5-year contract. And John Klingberg from the Stars, a 1-year deal. I like seeing him move over here.
Right, me too.
Notable UFAs is Zach Aston-Reese, 5 goals, 10 assists between the Penguins and the Ducks, and Sonny Milano, 14 goals and 20 assists. The Ducks traded away their future considerations to the Minnesota Wild in exchange for Dmitry Kulikov.
Making some moves here. Man, those losses hurt. Ryan Getzlaf being retired. I mean, Vinny Lettieri, Mayhew, Robinson, Schuster.
I feel like a guy like Getzlaf, he did it right, where he like rode off into the sunset. You know, he wasn't having career lows. He wasn't having, all-star seasons where he's thinking about like, oh, can I keep it going? And he didn't like keep dragging it out. Like, no offense, some guys like Thornton and Chara and guys like that really like want to stick around. Nothing against them, but Getzlaf, I think, like rode off into the sunset proper. Like, yeah. I like the way he went out.
Lundstrom's a great sign here for the Ducks. We're just, again, watching a few highlights of his, and, man, holy shit, he's that guy that crashes into the net, can make plays, fucking tape to tape, can shoot and score. And I thought this was just he's like low-key guy, too, which I like. Just like if you're an Anaheim Ducks fan, like full-blown fan, you know who this Lundstrom guy is, So great pickup, or great re-sign for the Anaheim Ducks. But they are looking good in my eyes. Like, I think they're coming up a bit. Maybe a little more moves, a little more puzzle pieces to fill in, but because we were just talking about the California teams, and they kind of, I got kind of all 3 of them just kind of like in the middle of the Pacific right now. You kind of agree with me on that? We're just here or there.
I have them very separated because they're the 3 California teams, and I don't want to get too deep into where I have them in that sense, but there's definitely a mindset to the fact that they could be very close together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think if they were in any other division, they would be grouped very close together. But, yeah, I think they definitely shored up their defense here. John Klingberg was the biggest one for me. Really glad to see that guy get paid. Landing with the Anaheim Ducks is going to be good for him, I think. He's a bit younger, and I think with a core like this, he's going to learn a lot from this team and grow himself and the club all together at the same time.
Right.
Dmitry Kulikov is slotting in your third line with Kevin Shattenkirk, which is like a nice veteran presence that has some playoff experience too. So good to see that.
Well, they're bringing in the young guns too. They have the young guns.
Exactly.
Trevor Zegras here, Troy Terry. I mean, these guys are just Mason McTavish. These guys, the young guns coming in. I think they're solidifying themselves as like the new come-ups for the Anaheim Ducks. So it might, again, veteran presence with these guys is great. They're going to show them the way, and then just like Ryan Getzlaf here, just like retire and see these guys. Oh, God, I was going to say the word blossom. Whatever. Blossom.
Yeah, blossom's good.
Yeah, blossom's
Nothing
good.
wrong with that.
Blossom into the league, blossom with the Anaheim Ducks organization. And it's going to be awesome to see. They need those. It's a good mix. Good mix. We've been talking about, like, young guys get the job done. Who were we talking about? The Pittsburgh Penguins or something like that? Like the oldest team in the league right now. And it's all young guys. It's all young.
I will say that I think this team shades too far to the young. And where they do have the older age, I think they shade too far to the old. You know what I mean? So I think there's got to be that tipping point, that middle ground. I'm thinking that Getzlaf kind of tipped his cap over to Zegras and passed on the C in a sense, and those kind of captaincy, manners, because he's becoming quickly a face around the league, a talking point, and he's great with media, great with all those things. And I think he's that guy in the locker room, too. He's just very down to earth and open with his team, I imagine. So I kind of think that eventually he is going to get that C.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Right. Like, I want to move on here to the defense, too.
Hit it.
So defense is even looking good. They have the forwards looking good, defense looking good. Cam Fowler with a career-high 33 assists last season. Jamie Drysdale with his first full NHL season with 28 assists, with his 5th best among rookies, by the way. Urho Vakanainen Just a good pickup. He played for the Bruins and then Ducks last season. Klingberg with 41 assists. Kulikov, Shattenkirk. I mean, just great defense. I think the only problem that they're having, hopefully they don't have it this next season, but John Gibson in net was not looking too pretty, and I don't think he can really blame the guys in front of him. I know they had like a rough start. They weren't doing too good in the Pacific last season, but John Gibson just in general, career worst GAA with a 3.19 and tied for second career worst save percentage with a .904. So he needs to just step his game back up and be that John Gibson guy that we know, and we might see a different Ducks.
Yeah, I think that he definitely can. He's one of those guys that if he was barring last year, if he was on any other major market team, he would be a face of the league. But since he's on Anaheim, like, they don't get the spotlight as much. There's not as much reason to really, showcase a goalie that's out in California, at the end of the day. Like, I mean, Jonathan Quick, yeah, but he is like the outlier,
Yeah.
I think he's the only reason he got that was because of how highly touted of a prospect he was and how quickly his success came. But we'll go to LA in a minute. But I think that Gibson is like on pace to have a bounce back year, especially with the team that they put in front of him.
Let's hope.
I think it can happen. I think this is the year.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy, but I think this is the year to give him a little bounce back.
I think a little crazy. I'm putting him in the 5th seed.
Ooh, hey. Well, I'm kind of with you. I got them in the 6th seed.
6th seed, okay.
Yeah, I'm with
so
you
they're
on
only
that.
bumping up one, right, for you?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I wanted them badly in my top 4 just because I like this team a lot. I think they have everything they need except for grit.
Yeah.
There's no one that's going to back up the guys like Zegras when he's doing those fancy moves and gets rocked. Like, I can't name a guy that's going to go out there and drop him for him.
Right.
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 I mean, that could be me just not knowing, but in my opinion, I don't see the grit and the fear factor in this team.
No.
Who are you scared of? Comtois is kind of scary. I think that's really it, though.
Mm-hmm. Who? Yeah, you're right. Who's gonna drop the gloves?
Shattenkirk, I guess, but
Shattenkirk.
none of those guys like scream like, "Don't hit my players." You know what I mean?
Right. No.
That's where I'm getting to.
No, it's not like Tom Wilson guys or
Yeah,
like
Ryan Reeves.
Yeah, Ryan Reeves. Like those guys are just like don't mess with the. They all had those. Remember Sidney Crosby when he came up? There was like 4 Pens players at the time. Are just like don't mess with him. You mess with him, you're messing with us, and they don't have that for the Anaheim Ducks.
Now, granted, you needed it then, and also it was easier to make a name for yourself back then doing that. Now you need to be able to also put the puck in the back of the net and be effective on ice too. So
Yeah.
that's part of it. Like, that part of the game is kind of fading away, but you still kind of need it. So it's a very weird line to walk.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting look at the Anaheim Ducks. Like again, these middle where I have been like 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th is just like I was so back and forth throughout all these teams that like where they are is still to me just like I don't know.
I feel like every team I wrote down is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna finish this season and this division is just gonna be shit.
Shit. Yep. I could be wrong with every single one of these. Like, it's just insane. Like how I think this is the most unconfident I've been with like a 1 through 8. Like, there's a few that was like I felt confident in like a bunch of my things, and then I would throw like a curveball just to see what the hell it was, like Toronto in first. Or,
Yeah, you don't have to remind me.
Yeah, just some random curveballs.
Winnipeg.
You never know. Winnipeg. Yeah, you never know. The season hasn't started, but this one is just like I don't know. Just so it literally could go anywhere with this. So I got them again in 6th, and you have in 5th. You said?
Yeah, I'm 5th.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Just because I want to see them succeed, and
Mm-hmm.
bumping up 2 spots ain't too tough in this division, I'd say.
No.